Um, and so I'm basically doing a very short live while I do a pizza run. I was actually going to bring Peppermint, the corgi, with me, but she was being a Viking. She beat up the loofah, and then Luna beat up Peppermint, and then they were all fighting. So two of the three dogs are in dog jail at the moment. One in protective custody for himself, so the other two don't kick his ass. But it's been an interesting couple of days, guys. I gotta tell you. Uh, Something I'm noticing a lot of people are mentioning, and I've gotten some comments from friends of mine, is where the hell's the rest of Russia's army? Russia has a military force about the size of ours, and they've got about 150,000 troops in Ukraine in various areas. Most of whom seem rather young, and I'm super curious as to where the rest of the force is. I'm also wondering where China's going with everything, but hopefully someone has more of a clue than I do somewhere in our government, but I'm not holding my breath for that. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Rip? Sorry, I can't see with the glasses. So whoever broke the highway here, this sucks. They're putting in flyovers in my entrance and exit, and it's absolutely screwed up my commute. But a few good things. I'm hearing from investors that all the changes we're seeing in the market might actually help us. Hey, Prepper Cowboy, what's going on? Yeah, this is going to be a very short and somewhat late video. I usually try and do my Tuesday lives from 4 to 5, and today just went down the toilet with work so fast. Not in a bad way. It was good, but it was super busy, and everything I tried to accomplish got discombobulated, and like I only got half my list of shit done. So, and I almost witnessed someone cutting off a cement truck, because that's a smart idea. And some people should not be driving because they're too stupid. I know that sounds terrible, but it's true. This investor actually said that if we should get into a Cold War, hypothetically, right, which we may, even if Putin steps down and someone else takes his place, there's some bad feelings, right? So there'll be this pseudo Cold War with us, Russia, China. He pointed out some of the best science and technology that came out during the Cold War. You know, guys like Howard Hughes, which really Elon Musk is our modern day Howard Hughes, if you think about it, right? A little bit eccentric, really brilliant, and kind of an ass, but a fun ass if he's not yelling at you. So he's saying this could be opportunities for people to find new ways to make a living, new jobs. He was actually super enthusiastic about it. Obviously, the prospect if people pop nukes on each other, that's not good. Did you see the vid? No, I did not. And you know, Hudson, Arkansas, I didn't see that one. Is Ukraine the next proxy war versus Russia and China? Possibly. But I'll tell you what, we did learn a few things. One, our javelins and stingers really are effective. Even after the Russians had their run-ins with our Stinger missiles in Afghanistan back in the 80s and 90s, and we gave them to the Ukrainians, they're kicking the shit out of the helicopters. But remember, I really believe we're only hearing propaganda from our side, right? The Russians and their allies are hearing their side, right? So there's a lot of Russians are very supportive of Putin right now. So, you know, I think, and I have friends who got run out of the Soviet Union, the families here, and will be lessons learned from the conflict in Ukraine. What time is yours, Hudson? Because hopefully I can, if work leaves me alone long enough to function, I'll jump on to that too. And this is a very informal live, guys, because like I said, I normally do mine at 8 p.m. Okay, wait, 8 p.m. your time or my time? So I'm assuming 8 yours, which makes it 7-ish mine. I should be on your notifications anyway, but okay, so you'll be right after dinner, which is perfect. But yeah, there's a lot of lessons you can learn, and Hudson's absolutely right. But honestly, this guy was thinking we're going to see some really evolving, okay, Eastern, so it's 7 for me, a lot of evolutions of business and science occurring during this time. So he said he's kind of excited. This is one of these millionaire investors who kind of worked his growth from the ground up. Not the guy who yells at people on the stock market news. The other guy, I forgot his name now. But hey, Loretta, what's going on? But truthfully, he thinks we're going to see some really badass tech coming up in the near future. Now, those of you, if you hadn't seen Prepper Tribe posted like this 15-minute video, he didn't say a word. He took videos of a lot of activity going on in the Virginia area, and they're very big naval bases and military bases out there. But even out here in West Texas, there's been a lot of movement, more so than usual. The Air National Guard was having a field day the other day with the C-17s, C-130s, and then a bunch of fighter jets, which I have not seen in a hot minute, came in, and everyone was doing touch and goes and maneuvering around. Nothing really exciting. The dogs thought it was awesome because that big C-17 came over the town, and they just flipped their asses out because they didn't like it, and they were barking at the airplane and barking at, I guess, the sky dog, whatever creature they thought it was. They were barking at everything. But he actually thinks a Cold War might kick us out of a recession because it's going to stimulate both the government and private business at the same time. So that was an interesting perspective from this guy, but it sounds reasonable. And yeah, hold on, I lost that. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, and so Hudson, that's the other thing. My big thing, and those of you who study history, before it wasn't Rome, it was Napoleon. He was going to attack, I don't remember what city, and he showed up, and this is, I don't remember how historically accurate this was, but he showed up with 4 columns of military, of soldiers and cavalry, and his general, his scout general, met him in the battlefield and said, "You only brought 4 columns. I thought you had 5. And this leader's response, I thought it was Napoleon, I might be totally screwing this up, said, "My 5th column is already in the city." Hence the phrase 5th column. That scares me. And to Hudson's point, if something were to pop off, we have a lot of people here that have not been vetted. No, there is no pineapple on that pizza. Actually, it is a Sicilian-style pepperoni and then a classic pepperoni because Sassy loves Sicilian. That's Sicilian style. But I can't eat that as much. I like the more classic pizza you kind of fold up in half. And but it's store-bought pizza. It's not going to be the most awesome pizza. But it'll be interesting. Oil and gas looks like it kind of settled down, which is good. Hey, Catskill. No, Hud, we don't. And I remember driving through Allentown, Pennsylvania. I was up in your neck of the woods. I was actually making a run from Syracuse through down the pretty much down the Appalachians. I think it's not 281, it's 81. I can't remember now. And I went through Binghamton and then went through Allentown, and I was kind of hauling ass down to Oklahoma on my way to Texas. And our factories looked sad. They were all rusted and shit. And it kind of reminded me of that, thank you, 81. Hey, I did remember, it was 81. The old Billy Joel song, Allentown. I'm dating myself, right? Where the factories all closed down, and it was kind of sad looking. So we don't have the manufacturing we used to. But Hudson, to that point, this investor said this kind of situation might actually spur that back, because people are going to start to realize, wow, we do need to farm our own shit. We do need to manufacture our own shit. So, hey, Joe, I missed a few people here. I'm waiting for my pizza to say it's ready. But I thought that was a really interesting perspective this guy provided. And I'm curious to see if this situation, unpacking my dad's eternal shit. Hey, Red, what's going on? So he thinks this is a silver lining in this whole European debacle. Obviously, barring, we get into a nuke fight or a big conventional brawl with someone. His thought was it's really opened the eyes of a lot of people to say, hey, F home, how are you? To say, you know what, we need to invest in our domestic shit again. We can't just close everything down because it's just going to hurt us. So that's positive. Turn energy sector to green technology. Yeah, Arkansas, they will. But even some of the think tank type people, Elon and obviously the folks on the right, but even some folks on the left are like, look, yeah, going to the greener energy is great. Even the energy companies, like the classic oil and gas companies, now all have solar divisions and alternative lab divisions and stuff like that. So everyone sees the writing. But there's geothermal wells going in all over Oklahoma, New Mexico. They're trying to figure out the best places to put them. But it's going to take time. It's not a switch. And I think the politicians think it's like a button that you just go, okay, we want green energy now. And what they're going to do is really, excuse my French, fuck up the economy and screw everyone up. It's going to take years. You can't replace all the farm tractors with Tesla tractors, right? Tesla doesn't even have the capacity to keep up with their own cars, much less a big, massive change. But I see it changing that way. I'm seeing things like all electric drilling rigs, all electric frac fleets even. And this is new badass shit, and I think it's pretty cool. So again, there's that. They're starting to try to make changes, and you're starting to see the companies adjust. But you can't just flip a switch. It's not instantaneous. And I think some of our leaders are undereducated. And when I say undereducated, I don't mean they don't have a degree. They just have no knowledge. They don't have wisdom. And Arkansas, it's kind of funny. That's one of the beauties about the Republic is, the feds can say whatever they want and they cause a bunch of shit. I know, that's funny too. And they turn around and then a state says, yeah, I don't want to do that, and take them to court and screw them up. So, but yeah, so there is, and here's the funny thing is, people don't realize, even like the electric vehicles, electric-based shit, the plastic comes from petroleum-based products. Like, one of the stupidest things I've seen was a bunch of protesters. This was in Norway. They were around one of the big Shell offshore drilling platforms, right? So it's this big floating platform in the dock, right? I hadn't even gotten out of the dock. And they're all around them in plastic canoes that are made with petroleum products, taking pictures with their plastic iPhones. And it's like, y'all dumbasses, that you don't realize that the shit you're physically sitting in right now is petroleum based. And yes, Arkansas, you're right. Hey, Lucky, the mining for lithium and all these metals you need for solar is horrendous. Hey, Amanda. Yeah, I saw it just before I went live. I didn't watch the whole video, but Hold on, I lost track of the chat here. It's really hard to follow you guys on this itty bitty screen because everything just goes bloop and it's gone. It's like getting really drunk and trying to watch a Vegas machine while somebody else is hitting the button. My fear is, Amanda, to that is we're not. I'm afraid of a sleight of hand type of situation. We're paying too much attention to the wrong things. Right now, India is trying to buy sub-market priced oil from Russia. Russia will still make money. Don't kid yourself. Hey, Metal. But yeah, we've got to pay attention to where do we start? Wait, what did we miss? Where are we starting? I missed something here. Doggone it, I missed someone. Okay. But any case, yeah, it's been the news is weird, and you know who's going overseas right now? Biden. Kamala just came back, right? And now Biden's going overseas to meet the NATO leaders. So we're going to have all the NATO leadership in one country at the same time. In the midst of the largest nation in the world attacking the largest European country. That's just, I don't know. That's stupid. Hey, Annie. But yeah, so get ready for the stream. All right, Hudson, we'll see you in a couple hours. And guys, just a reminder, Hudson starts in 2 hours roughly. So make sure you hop over there because I'm sure he's got some zingers tonight. I've been watching his comments, not just in the chat, like in other chats, and I'm like, oh, Hudson's loaded for bear tonight. So yeah, don't miss that one. But guys, at least one investor is actually thinking the Cold War kind of thing we got going on is going to be good. It's going to force stupid politicians to realize that we need to diversify in the U.S., in Canada. Unfortunately, we have Potato here in the U.S. who I give props to the Secretary of State. Our current one, what's his name? Not Blinken, the other knucklehead. I think he's doing a hell of a good job considering not only what he's up against, but who's behind him supporting him. Biden's past his prime. Although I don't think he's the devil, I don't trust him, but he's past his prime. But in light of what he's dealing with, I think he's been working with the Pentagon about as well as you can expect. And so I'll give him props. Because he's not in an easy gig right now. I'm not a fan of Sparkle Socks up in Canada. I think he's an asshat, and his hair's too pretty. But I don't prick ban Russian ammo, obviously. I don't the prick ban. Oh, is he the one who did that? I didn't think he did it. I thought they did it through another agency. But well, I don't know. I picked up a bunch of Russian ammo, so I'm quite happy about that. I didn't even realize he was going to do it. I found it on sale. I was like, hey, bonus. So now I just need to get more Russian weapons to go with it because I only have one right now. But I guess that's a good thing. Good luck finding a Kalashnikov now. But guys, keep an eye. The energy market kind of softened a bit. I don't think it's going to go down long term. I think it's going to stay flat. Lucky, I do not know. That would not be surprising, but it would definitely screw up the petrodollar big time. And with our inability to get a leash on our, thank you, Hudson, get a leash on our own economy, it would be foolish for the Saudis not to do that. Not to kill our own businesses and whatnot, but if you were the Saudis and their advisors, you'd be telling them maybe we need to, because I mean right now the US is a bit rudderless and I'm not very happy about it, especially considering I have immediate family and active duty right now. Um, and then if it gets real bad, they call the old men out too. But yeah, as far as this, this supply chain thing's just gonna continue to be a pain in the ass. Like everyone should be gardening. Um, they've considered it on and off for a while because it's, yeah, well, and to Lucky's point, they refused to take the president's call and the VP's calls last week. They did eventually take, I think, the Secretary of State's call. Um, as big a jerk as he is, I think he's kind of doing the best he can with what he's got, because he's not working with a great palette of colors right now in his painting, that's for sure. But folks, look, keep an eye on this stuff. Again, this was a very informal kind of off-the-cuff live because, oh no, Lucky, that was terrible. Afghanistan was embarrassing. It was just, and plus when we did that and we are not handling our business with Iran, we are now empowering Iran, which is a direct threat to the Saudi empire or the Saudi ruling families, and they're not happy with that either. And right now, even our allies, Saudi, Israel, the UAE, Kuwait, they're getting in worse danger because of that. Do you want me to call? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that deal at all. But they're not going to honor it. And we all know if Israel gets wind that they actually have something viable, we all know what Israel's going to do, and then it's going to become a shit show. Although Israel has been very successful about hacking the shit out of the Iranian centrifuges and setting them on fire, no matter where they hide them or where they put them or what operating system they're on, the Israelis seems to be very effective about burning all their shit down. Well, I don't know. The president before last gave them, what, $1 billion in cash? I mean, what the hell was that? There's so much shit right now with that country. I'm not a fan. What I'm seeing, by the way, look at Lucky's post. I don't know if it was a community post or a video. She went and bought the food grade buckets, and the first pack of 10 was like $40, and she went back not like 2 days later, and it was $80. I'm seeing a lot of pricing for food storage stuff going up very quickly right now. And it's because people are starting to pay attention, which is good, but it's bad for us because now our shit's more expensive. Before, nobody really got it. It was a community post. Thank you. So go check that one out. It's like Sassy with the $6 bleach. You know, WTF, $6 bleach. It better have vodka. You know, it's we're gonna keep seeing that. They've inflated the shit out of our currency, and everything's fucked up now. So we're gonna be battling this stuff. I mean, even damn McDonald's. And I went to Panera the other day, right? And Panera's like, I just wanted a sandwich, 2 sandwiches, 2 sodas, and 2 little salads, $40 frickin'. We were on the road, so it was like either that or McDonald's, and I wasn't a fan of McDonald's right at that moment, so I was like, all right, we'll eat it this year. $40. That's insane. Yeah. It was the pick 2 meal. You know, you pick a half salad, a half sandwich, and a soda, and it's supposed to be a deal. Bullshit. It was expensive as fuck. And that was a party foul. I was pissed. I paid that, and I was like, man, this best be the best damn toasted whatever the hell I got in the universe. So, yeah. Pricing, they're pricing a lot of people out. Ludicrous is the answer. Well, I don't know. After seeing 50 Cent, who kind of now looks like 75 cents because he's not as thin as he used to be, hanging upside down during the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, Bubba, that's too much, man. You're past that age where you can pull that off. Not that he doesn't look buff, but yeah, 50 Cent, he was more like a buck 25. He would know, no. And I love the guy too. I love his music, but no, no. Um, I'll tell you what, he was in that movie or that series with the civil rights attorney. He actually did really good in that one. Um, Snoop Dogg just looks like an older version of Snoop Dogg. Like he just got old, but he didn't really change. And Dre, all of them sounded really good. That was some flashback music on the Super Bowl, but I digress. You said ludicrous, and it got me off on that squirrel tangent. Um, in any case, guys, he is a sharp guy. He's actually, these guys would be dead a long time ago if they weren't smart. These guys are super intelligent. But I'll tell you guys what, keep an eye on that pricing. Get what you can while you can. Somebody pointed out things like get your oil changes done sooner than later, and then stretch them out a bit. Instead of like the 3-month, 3,000 miles, do, 4 and 4 or 5 and 5, something like that. Stretch them out a little bit unless you're driving your vehicles really hard, but do the maintenance regularly, right? Be consistent. Try to maintain the vehicles you have, because even though you're getting more for a trade-in, the price of the new vehicles has gone up, and it's crazy. I saw an F-150, the one I got, same package, just the new one, was 20 grand more than I paid. And my truck is a good truck. I live out of my truck, so I paid a little more, but knowing I'm going to spend a shit ton of time in the vehicle, have the little plugs for plug in my laptop and all that shit, so I can do field ops. But man, one of the fancy vehicles doubled in price. So yeah, I would recommend, if you can make those vehicles last longer, I'd do it. And try and stretch those pennies right now, because the price of vehicles is going up, if you can even find a new one. Right now, the Chevy, Ford, and GM that I've looked at in my area, and then I went to Dallas, and my daughter was in Austin, did the same thing. She took some pictures for me. And new vehicles are in the single digits, and then the rest of the lot are trade-ins and used vehicles of different brands. So, but yeah, just try to save that money, stretch it out, maintain your vehicles, and remember, oil, rubber, tires, stuff like that, that stuff's going to go up. So if you got to get those tires replaced, if you can swing it, do it sooner than later. Walmart will ship for a discount to your store at no cost. So if you order the tire online, ship it to your nearest Wally World, and then go and pick them up. And they won't charge you shipping, and that'll save you $100 or more. Don't ship them to your house. No, Iran and, well, they just announced North Korea has a long-range missile last week. If they're just announcing it last week, that means they knew about it a few months ago. Do you remember when the West Coast shut down all flights out of nowhere for some reason? And scared the shit out of everyone? I bet you they fired a rocket, and the trajectory of the damn thing scared the shit out of NORAD, and they grounded all the flights on the West Coast so they could watch it, and they didn't have a bunch of blips on the radar. Think about it. We always, when NORAD or the Pentagon release something publicly, it's months after they found out about it before they tell us. I'll bet you when they shut all those flights down on the California coast, what was it, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago? And they said it was the same day as a ballistic test from North Korea. And we've never seen the FAA do that. I'll bet you the trajectory was that of an ICBM, not of a short-range missile. And it freaked out NORAD, and they went, fuck, we're going to get nuked. And they wanted to watch it, so they forced all the civilian aircraft to the ground. Because they was like a couple of hours they grounded everyone, right? They were evaluating where that rocket was going. Yep. NOCO for sure. Iran's not far behind, and they're in cahoots. So, yeah, used vehicles are expensive as crap right now. So, Like I said, try to make what you got last more. And don't forget the trading post idea in your neighborhoods. Yes, Lucky's absolutely right. So, gang, I'm going to call this one short. I just got the little bling that my pizza's ready, so I'm going to go collect that. You guys be good. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget Hudson later. And Lucky, you're doing your Sunday live this week, but you're going to do the one like Thursday. I know sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And any other creator, if you want to throw your link on there real quick, or at least post your time, like day and time of your next live or your next premiere. Oh, there you go. Lucky's cooking. Normally Tuesday, if I'm really busy, I'll cook in the kitchen, but today was such a shit show at work that I didn't even get to that point. All right, Lucky's Sunday currently, so make sure you get lucky. Get in with Lucky's live. That's just came out backwards. That's terrible. Hey, Navi, what's going on? All right, guys. Well, look, you guys be safe. Make sure to check HUD's video out. I think he's going to be loaded for bear tonight. I know Tribe had a bunch of stuff to say the other day, and him and Josh, and they had Angry Prepper on. I caught about half of it, almost all of it. But, yeah, Navi, I hope you get better, man. But look, you guys be good, be safe, and I'm going to get dinner home. And like I said, right now the loofah is in protective custody because he got his ass kicked by the girls again, so he doesn't learn. Anyway, guys, be good, be safe. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm supposed to get new reports from that agency that does the compilation of datas. So, no, Lucky, you can't, because even if you sell it at a profit, you're going to lose it when you buy the new one. You're just going to get killed. Be good, and check out Red's Woodworking. He had some new stuff, Red October, and I thought it was pretty badass, so check him out. Cool. Y'all be good, guys. Be safe. I will chat